Hello.
Well,
Welcome to Life Unpacked. I'm Diana,
I'm Dasha, and we're two middle-aged moms.
living our best life on the internet. Who's going to stop us?
Nobody. We are not going to stop ourselves. That's the most important thing.
Yes, which
That's what this
brings
is all
us
about.
to the topic of today's show. You're 40. Now what?
Now is your time. Now is your time to get yourself together because middle age is not a crisis the way they make it seem to be in society with the movies and the books and everything else you hear. Middle age is rebirth.
I think so. I do agree with that. It's a second chance to do things differently for the next 20 years.
And it just hits you out of nowhere. Once you hit 40, you realize that things are changing around you. If you have kids, they're getting older. If you have parents, they're getting older. And you're
Yes.
faced more with reality of life. And that it leads to one exit. And the older you get, the closer you get to that exit. So you should use that time wisely, which is your chance to
Do all the
rebirth.
things that you wanted to do.
That's right.
Yeah, it is like really hard to see aging parents or losing your parents. And so that does happen, right? And things are complicated, but we're here to be like the journey with yourself that despite those things happening, they're going to happen no matter what. At the same time, you could still also be living your best life,
Yes.
like up here, out here. Like those
Yes.
things are going to happen. And I guess, and I believe it. You have to just live your best life as well.
So I can tell you this, hitting 40, I am now more mindful every day with my life, with everything that I do. I'm more mindful about my body because I understand I need to take care of it. So I go to the gym more, I stretch, not as much as I should, but I try to take care of my body. I try to take care of my mind. I try to take care of my skin. I try to be more present with the kids because they're getting older. I try to be more mindful with my relationship with my husband because I want us to continue being happy when the kids are no longer a part of our lives and for us to still have a connection. So throughout every single segment of my life, I try to be mindful into what I'm putting into it. And I wasn't like that before in my 30s. Obviously, 20s, forget it.
Forget it. No, that's amazing because I was going to say that it does take a lot of effort and like what you're saying, what you're doing, which is great for you. I'm so happy for you. It does require a lot of effort, like to be mindful of, building a relationship with your husband, right? It's easy to be like go into autopilot when you live with somebody and to, all the things that we know that we can do, like fight and argue and bicker. You have to like put effort into being simpatico. That's great. The working out, amazing. Same. I actually changed for my workout clothes. I was like, I was mindful that old me, last week me, I keep wearing my workout clothes, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change today, and it's not much else, but it's not. I didn't work out in it, So it's being mindful and doing things that are, I would say, hard and challenging. Um, because we are getting older, we do wake up with some aches and pains, and you just have to keep moving forward.
And this is where mindset matters because getting older is a privilege. And that's the way I view it every day is I want to extend me getting older.
It is a privilege, and you could be like, I get to wake up with knees and a back that hurts. Ha ha ha, all jokes aside, because that's like really, it's true. You really don't know how special and meaningful it is until
Yeah.
It's
Well,
gone.
there are only two options. You either get older or you're not here anymore. Which one do you take? And those that act like getting older is horrible and oh, this sucks. It's really insulting, is it not? Because it's the only thing you could ask for is to every day wake up, which means every day you're getting older.
It is insulting. It sounds like those people need to make a change in their life and the mindset shift and do all the hard things that it takes to kind of like feel alive in your 40s. Um, because life is hard. Work, kids, all that stuff.
Are those things really that hard if you change your mindset?
Yes, and that is the journey to change your life, to change your identity, to think that getting older is amazing and fun versus hard and challenging is a complete mindset shift. And you have to do a lot of things to change from like to go from this point of view to that point of view. And I actually thought about it before we got here. And the first thing is actually go to the gym. If you go to the gym and work out your body and start lifting weights and have like a little dedication to your physical being, this is the card that gets you around and it affects your mindset and depression and all the things you will get from thinking that life is like, oh, getting old to being like, experience life, zest. And I thought I was like, it all boils down to working out. And then what you eat.
And not being a people's pleaser?
That's one for sure. Because people pleasing is what, from my experience health coaching, is one of the stories people told themselves that they didn't have time to go to the gym and work out because they were doing something for everyone else. They were not putting themselves first.
Like you said, your body is the vehicle that gets you around. You should exercise your brain a little bit, but you're exercising it every day by reading, talking, thinking, right?
I mean,
Somewhat.
well, you talked about things that you're mindful about. Playing brain games is something that I'm mindful about
Hmm.
because I do use AI and now there's like a backlash like, oh my God, you're not thinking for yourself. And so I'm like, no, I wasn't able to think in the first place. And that's why I'm using it. But I see your point. I will do a crossword puzzle as well.
You started doing crosswords?
I am practicing. So I'm mindful about practicing to not become completely dead. I do need to keep my brain ready to talk on demand. I have to keep it sharp. Um, because it is very easy to go into autopilot. I'm just like in my workout era. So when you're not in your workout era and people are like, oh, the way to change your life and to go into your 40s is to go to the gym. And you're full of the stories that you're telling yourself, right? Like you can't see that outcome of who you potentially can be,
Yeah, you're wasting your time.
right? You are wasting time, but like it sucks because the mind is like sometimes just like quicksand or like mud. It's like trudging through mud and you have to overcome the mind, which you can through the gym, by lifting some weights.
So, people pleasing is the biggest lie that you've ever been fed. And when you're in your 40s, it's time to call yourself out.
Indeed. Yes, for sure. By the time you're in your 40s, you're like, wait a minute.
What am I
Wait a
doing?
well, like I don't actually want to do that. It's hard as a people pleaser. I am trying to be less of a people pleaser without being extreme. I'm like, I don't please you anymore. F you. I'm not doing that. Like I'm like trying to find the balance of like I'm not trying to hurt you, but I have to choose myself. One has to get used to disappointing other people instead of disappointing yourself, which you do every time you people please. I mean, to stop people pleasing, you're going to have to start saying no. And that's a full sentence. I feel the need to explain though, as a gradual, like you can't be extreme, okay? Like sometimes people need to know why you can't do it,
I
you
think
know?
so. I think you should always explain. You just don't need to provide this elaborate explanation, but it should be something to make the other person feel satisfied that you're saying no. It could be a white lie, which most of the time it is, right? It has to be a white lie because you're saying no, not because you actually can't. It's you're
But like
saying
what
no
if you
because you
actually I
don't
try to
want to.
believe that I actually can't. I go into a land of delusion. I write a story and then I believe it. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm doing so and so. I'm joking
Do you end
because
up doing
definitely
so and so just so you?
no, no, no. No, no.
That
I
would make
don't.
things really complicated.
But no, like if we're talking about like we're trying to be like stop people pleasing, which I agree. I like as a life coach, health coach, I want you all to stop people pleasing and choose yourself, right? You don't have to be a jerk to other people, but like, you can't like, use all of your spoons to cook someone else's dinner. That was good. Wow.
And there it is. And I think we need to shimmy after this one because this is just this was
It's amazing. To be brilliant just feels so good.
just
Whew, whew.
so
I
good.
mean, these are things that I tell myself. We also got to stop what ifing, and I should do that. Um, I saw a TikTok today. I read an article, peer reviewed, uh, that said when you're trying to make the right decision, there is no right decision. Like you can't possibly know, which you know that as an entrepreneur, which is why you load and you shoot and you just go with it, right?
Just go with it.
And that really hit me. There is no right decision. It's what you choose, and that's the path that you're taking, right? And you can't know what the outcome is until you take that path, right?
Making a decision is the right decision.
Making a decision is the right decision. Woo! Shimmy.
You know,
That's a
we're just
very
it's your spoons things, but that was a good one.
that is a very good one.
It's
And
the first thing you could do is make an actual decision.
And what if you change your mind? Because I'm a chronic mind changer. It takes me longer to make the decision. And sometimes I feel like pressured because, oh, there's a timeline. Like you have to decide. And then last minute, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. You saw it firsthand. And um, like you're forced to make a decision. I think as moms, we're always making decisions, and not deciding is actually also a choice. If you're ignoring something, you're deciding to put it on the back burner, um, because you know it's there, but you're like going to get to it at another time. But I don't think you should stop making decisions to put yourself first. I think we do that all the time. Well, now we have a goal to be on TikTok. Cringe. Oh my God. Aren't you like over 40? Oh my God. But we're here creating content and that's where we have to be, right? And so, what if people think we're cringe? To which I'd say, who cares? Right? Like, let's workshop this. Who cares? What if nobody watches? Well, mazel tov. If you're cringe, nobody saw it.
There you go.
What if a lot of people saw it,
Then you're blessed.
right? Because you created content and like somebody said, imagine 200 people watching you do something. That's a lot of people.
That's right.
I don't feel cringe anymore.
The beauty of middle age isn't the time you have left. It's the clarity.
For
It's
sure.
the clarity that comes with it. I think that's underneath it all is what allows you to see through all the nonsense and allows you to be mindful and allows you to put yourself first.
Yeah. Well, the older you get, I mean, hopefully, if you cannot undo your own story that you tell yourself, somebody can help you. You know, the things that the the trauma, if you will. There's big T trauma and little T trauma, and all trauma is the same on the body. But once you like give yourself permission to do these things, you could literally do whatever you want because you're an adult.
Yeah.
Literally do whatever you want.
Put yourself first is what you want.
After 40, I mean, let's talk about the people who have kids such as yourself, school age children. Like when I say put yourself first, I'm not talking about like forget the kids, oh you cook dinner all the time, now you don't. But
Right.
like maybe one night you have to adjust your schedule. Putting yourself first means exercising, meal prepping, just like talking to women over 40. Like this is what it's at. Like this is what it is. You know?
Yeah, you do
Like
little things for yourself
maybe
that make you
career
happy.
change.
It's interesting because I posted a talk about this yesterday. And what I do for myself is I go to the gym. That's my little happy place. Nobody bothers me there. I go there. I'm consistent and I feel good. And in turn, my body feels good and mentally I feel good because I did something for myself. And just from
Mm.
that, I'm able to pile on other beneficial things that I do for myself. I just want to say that everything that we're talking about, if you're in your 20s and you're practicing this, you are good for you. You are way ahead of your years.
Yeah, for sure.
This should be done by someone in their 20s and 30s, but you're too busy in your 20s having the time of your life. And in your 30s, you're just figuring yourself out. 40s is when you figure yourself out. And you're not just smarter in your 40s, you're tougher because you've been through those decades of heartbreak, of career change, of possibly kids, possibly marriage, possibly other life events. So it's easier to be mindful. It's easier to be more present because you are tougher mentally from everything that you've been through in the past 40 years. No, what do you think?
I agree. You're tougher. You can handle more things. You're kind of like been there, done that. And I myself with my like I'm bored of it. I'm like been doing this shit for 20 years. Like are you kidding me? Like same thought, like same excuse. Like let's close that chapter. Actually, like forget the chapter. Let's toss the book in the trash. And like it's quicker now, tougher. I've fallen down so many times that it's like it ain't no thing. You just get back up again and you try again and you just like keep it moving
That's right.
and try new things in different ways.
You, in a sense, you're unbreakable. At this age, if you truly sit down and look at everything that you've been through, I mean, the first heartache, the first breakup when you thought the life was over. Remember those days?
Yeah.
Or your first fight with your best friend, or possibly you're no longer talking to that friend and you thought that your life was over.
Yeah, and like when you said that, I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't want to fight with my friend anymore." Like, there's no reason to fight. Like, I don't want to do anything shisty. I hope she doesn't. But not everyone has that. But like that's the point. You're like kind of over it. That's where the whole people pleasing comes. Like, you don't want to fight with a person. You kind of like if you are seeking peace in your life, you can make a choice to not.
Yeah, soft boundaries.
Soft boundaries, yeah. Um, but I was like, "Oh, people pleasing. No. Soft boundaries indeed. Soft boundaries, and this kind of like comes up to like, yes, you're 40, which means you're an adult, and you can literally do whatever you want within reason, right? We're not trying to break your families apart. We're not saying go off. But maybe if that's part of your journey, that's what you have to do. Blow up your whole life. But I'm talking about more gentle things. You're an adult, you could do whatever you want. You could say no. You could be different, look different, act different. Sometimes that's challenging and it's going to be so uncomfortable to step out of your own limitations that you've set for yourself,
Yeah.
you know?
So what would it start with?
I would start small and only a person knows in their life what they're like. If you're always saying yes to do something, and it bothers you, like, say no. You have to start somewhere. And I'm talking about, A, from a coach, I have a certificate, guys, but also as a human being who's done things, you have to start somewhere. Start small.
Yeah. And even if it means just taking 5 minutes out for yourself, literally
Yeah.
5 minutes, whether that means you just leave the house and sit outside on the porch, or you just walk outside, or whatever it is,
Yeah,
something
it's
different that's
something.
just yours, not what you're already doing.
I'm trying to reflect on rebirth. How do people rebirth? They rebirth through their minds first, right? You have a spiritual awakening, a paradigm shift, right? If you think something different, you're going to act differently, right? Like now now I go to the gym. Before I didn't. I was eating junk food. I was like, "Oh, what does it matter? This extra thing doesn't matter." Now I'm on my gym era. Sorry, Taylor Swift. Like that's what I'm doing now. So, um I do count calories. Not like officially, but I'm like, "Oh, do I want to consume this snack 500 calories at 8 o'clock at night?" No, I
Yeah.
don't. But before I did. And that's my paradigm shift. What is your paradigm shift? How are people going to change their minds? Like, I don't think the answer is Botox. I think that you should get there when you're like done everything else. You get facials, you drink water,
Yes,
you
that's right.
eat a diet that is anti-inflammatory, that won't break your skin out. Like,
That's right.
commit to yourself and your face.
And it just goes down to health and wellness. It's it's health is living. It's not necessarily fitness. We keep talking about gym. We're not talking about going to the gym every day and being obsessed, right? We're not obsessed with going to the gym.
No,
It
we are not obsessed. We just do it because we have to.
we do it because I feel like when you say we have to, it makes it
No, you
hard
literally have
to.
to.
I personally don't like having, like, I don't like have to. I just
Okay.
don't like those words. Like, me
So,
personally.
okay.
I don't know. Let's see.
So I genuinely am coming from a health coach perspective when I say that you don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. The other option is that your body is out of shape. Um, if you're eating things that raise your sugar and the diseases that are caused by inactivity, um it's called cardio because it's cardiovascular, because it's like exercising your heart so that you don't get heart disease, right? Like, so for me, people have to work out. Like,
Okay, so I don't like that word. I know we have to work out. Yes, it's beneficial. You have to work out. I understand. I just don't like that mindset of like you have to work out. You have to eat this. You have to do that. I don't like that rigidness in my life. I need to feel, yeah, yeah, yeah. For me, I need to feel more in control. And when I hear the words you have to, I feel like I don't have any control because I have to go do this. And I don't like that. Everything that I do, I say that
you're
I should
choosing
be
to
doing
do it.
this. I make the decision. And I make the decision of working out because I understand that it's beneficial for my body 20 years from now.
Okay,
Just a mindset.
I'm
It's
gonna
just a
like
completely
not like,
different mindset.
you have to work out if you want that result.
Yeah. But you
Yes,
understand what I mean?
this is
I
why
just
health
don't
coaching
like
was so
using the word
hard.
have to.
I didn't want.
I don't like that. It's the same thing as being on a diet. You have to be on a diet. Like you can't eat this. You can't, like, I don't like hearing you can't
No,
or
you.
you have to.
So that's like, no, I feel you. Um,
Could be me thing. Possibly. It's probably a me.
no, we're all different in the way that we retain information, and there's no wrong way. Like, you are who you are, like, people are who they are. And that's why, like, sales things that we target, it's to the greatest pain point.
As long
And
as the end result is the same, that's all that matters. As long as you end up working out as much as you should, which I do. That's all that matters.
It is all that matters. I was talking about disease prevention because there's just so many diseases that a person can have if they are not mindful of their health and wellness, and also stress. Like, we know I had a little bit of a hospital stay earlier, and all this time I do really reflect on what caused it. I really am like trying to like pinpoint what could have caused this like flare up, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was stress. My mind stressed me out. I overworked myself. You know, I
People
burnt
please.
out.
You're people pleased.
Um, I guess I did people please up until a certain point, and then I stopped. But again, I'm like abrupt. I'm like, suddenly I cannot handle what you're asking of me. And so the answer is no. Um, I did people please. I'm trying to do that less. But like once I can't anymore, like once it's on my health, it's a hard no. Like I literally can't. I think the name of the game of it is evolution. Our friendships evolve. We've talked about that. And we evolve as people.
Yeah.
It's okay to evolve and to step into a new version of yourself.
And not wasting your time on people that are still in your previous life, in your previous chapter. You don't have to keep holding on to them.
No, you don't.
If they don't serve your purpose, bye.
And that sounds so hardcore, but to which I agree with you. You're the average 5 people that you spend your time with. And if they're holding you back, again, you could do things with love. I do things aggressively and then I apologize. But like you can taper off. Like there's ways you can ask ChatGTP how to slowly disconnect from the people that are no longer serving you.
I'm not trying to say that everyone in your life has to serve you, it has to be a benefit. But if someone in your life is not growing with you and they're wrong, they don't fit where you are now, then you shouldn't continue associated with them. That's all.
I am saying you should cut people out if they're no longer serving you, if they are doing tomfoolery. If, for example, let's say that your new goal is health and wellness, and then you're friends with people who go party all the time, right? Eventually, you're going to have to be like, hey guys, not going to hang out with them because they are doing activities that are not serving your new goals.
Well, this is where self boundaries come in. Because if you truly have a good relationship with them, there's no way that they go out party and that's all that they do. There are other
Um,
things you could do with them.
But, like, why would you? Like, if you're like but this is the, gradual evolution that I talk about, right? Like, eventually, you're not gonna wanna hang out with them, and it's just gonna be natural. They're gonna be inviting you, "Do you wanna go here?" Eventually, you're gonna say with yourself, "Not really." And
Right,
that's how a natural change.
but as someone that has grown up and that is older, you understand better than to keep inviting them to things that they're not going to like. This is where we disagree because this is where my soft boundaries come in. You're more abrupt with this. I would look at it as if this is someone that I have a relationship with, if someone that I have comfort with, someone that I could talk to, someone that brings peace to my life. I don't care the kind of things that they do. We don't have to have the same things in common besides being two decent people. And we could still
Oh,
meet together and do other things and they could party and I'll go to yoga. That doesn't mean anything. It's you could still do other things that
of course, I'm friends with plenty of people that we have differing opinions of. I'm saying if you naturally evolve away from being friends with people, you know?
I for me it's more if that person is a negative Nancy and that person is always down or that person always continues doing the wrong things in life, going the wrong paths, and you have clarity, that would be the person you cut out because they're not on the same journey as you. Everything else is extra.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Those are the type of people you should cut out. You don't want someone that brings you down. You don't want someone that constantly is negative about life, is
Berates
constantly
you.
complaining, or someone that's toxic. Maybe you were toxic and good for you, girl. You're no longer toxic. Get rid of that toxic person. You don't
Right,
need
because
them.
you can't, like, you're right, like, you don't need them.
You
If you're
don't
not
need
ta
them.
you're
That's what I'm
naturally gonna
saying.
not wanna be around them. But then, like, if people are like, "Oh, like, I've been friends with her for so long, I can't just say goodbye."
No,
I
if they're
can't.
toxic, screw them. No, you don't need toxicity in your life. It's hard enough to try to keep it's you put yourself first. You're mindful, and if you're mindful that that person is toxic, you need to get rid of them. Because at the end of the day, especially now where we are, you have more time behind you than ahead of you. And when you really dissect that, it makes everything else fall into place. Getting older is what?
A privilege.
A fucking privilege and a blessing. Time is your luxury. That's it. It's as simple as that. The time ahead is short, and you need to slow down and make it count. Because look, you blink in your 40s.
Oh my God.
Mm.
I have pictures of my daughter around the house, and she has entered a phase where she no longer looks like the pictures on the wall. Like before, I'm like, same girl. Now it's a different girl. It's today, I can't. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
I know.
Mhm.
That's why we're doing all these things,
And
right?
you just could be different going
Stop
forward
it. You're going to make me
today.
cry now. I don't want to.
No, I
There,
am different. I am a different mom than I was. I am. We're reflectors. I'm like an overthinker, but you're a reflector, especially more with this podcast. You are going to cry. I see it in your eyes. Like, and that's why I feel like I have to work out. I have to work out for my daughter. I have to do those things. Like for me, have to helps. And
yeah,
for you, it doesn't. And it's okay. We're all
it's
unique and
okay.
different, but we all cry the same. Are you thinking about your growing children?
I am thinking about the complexity of life.
I try to be into Lululand. I try to like not think about it.
I don't know if
No,
that
it's
works
not
for
right.
you. If that works for you, that's great.
No.
But I think it's every day.
Look at this.
I think every day, if you wake up and you
My mascara's running. Like, but
did not think you were gonna
I
you,
didn't think I was gonna cry today. Oh,
or our kids or us getting older. Yeah.
if you want to really cry, my mom is the last parent standing. And
Well,
then, and you know, she's the last living parent.
well. All right, we got to end it on a positive note.
Yeah. No, I mean, the okay, you just said that we have to end it on a positive note, and that's what it is, mindset. And the positive note is that we're still here, we're still alive. And yes, there's like a lot of sadness in life. There's just so much negative in life. And to get by, you have to kind of do the toxic positivity thing. It's not toxic if it's coping and surviving, right? We don't want to be like sad for our children. We have to at least give them the first half of their life of joy before they come to awareness. Right? So we have to like keep it together. We have to stay strong, which we are. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving. At the end of the day, keep it moving. Keep your body moving, keep your mind moving, keep everything moving forward to the positive. You cannot stay stagnant. You cannot just stay the way you are. You know what it's all about? Friends. It's about
Fuck them
friends.
kids.
Kids are, kids,
They will leave you.
there's a lot of stress when it comes to kids. There's a lot of love, but there's a lot of stress when it comes to kids. When it comes to friends, there is no stress. There shouldn't be any stress, or they shouldn't be your friends. No. All right. Okay.
Woo.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.